On international gang arrests made today in Omaha. It's a story we first had on First Alert 6 app.
Two men believed to be part of a notorious gang accused of ordering multiple murders. First Alert 6's Philip Katafamo joins us with exclusive new details of the arrests. Philip.
Brian and Aaron, this here on the screen is arrest video from today's operation in North Omaha. An SUV pulled over by Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents. Homeland Security tells me the man and his associate were hiding in Nebraska for quite some time.
It appears that he was here for several years, and he's been wanted by El Salvador for over a decade.
Assistant Special Agent Elric Serdan says a high-ranking MS-13 gang member was hiding in plain sight. The man was staying with a known associate, 30-year-old Rene Sal Escobar Ochoa, who was also taken into custody.
Generally speaking, gang members will hide with other friends that may have legal status, and use that as a pathway to hide.
Both men were taken into custody today. Agent Serdan says the two had embedded themselves into the community and arresting them was a priority.
So typically when MS-13 involves themselves in a community, they start committing crimes tied to drug trafficking, human trafficking, intellectual property rights, and just general racketeering and violent crime. So it is a big negative on the community.
During the operation, investigators say both men admitted to their involvement with MS-13. However, they may not be the only ones hiding out in the metro.
There is a presence of MS-13 personnel here hiding in Omaha because of the size of the metropolitan area and the ability to just hide in plain sight like these two associates were.
Agent Serdan says his team is now getting up to speed on their Omaha activities and who else is here in town.
I will ask the community that if they see something, to say something and report any type of criminal activity, to include gang activity, to our tip line at 866-DHS-2-ICE.
Today's arrest comes without incident, and Agent Serdan asked the public not to interfere with any future operations. In the studio, I'm Philip Katafamo, First Alert 6. Back to you, Aaron.
Philip, thanks. Now, Nebraska senators both reacting to the news on social media this afternoon. Senator Pete Ricketts saying, quote, "Incredible work by ICE agents arresting an MS-13 gang member in Omaha today. Our U.S. citizenship and immigration services and U.S. Customs and Border Protection heroes should be heralded for their work to make America safer."
Senator Deb Fischer posted this: violent MS-13 gang members who are illegally in our country have been removed from the streets of Omaha. Thank you to our law enforcement agencies who work around the clock to keep our Nebraska communities safe.
Now, some background on MS-13 from the Justice Department. The gang was formed by Salvadoran immigrants who came to the U.S. to escape civil war in their homeland. The DOJ says some of its members were trained in guerrilla warfare and use military weapons. The gang is notorious for transnational crimes, including stealing cars and guns.